The fraud trial taking place for the Trump Organization up in the state of New York resumed once again this week after having to take about a week off due to a COVID outbreak among the witnesses that the plaintiffs were, of course, hoping to be able to call. But it resumed on Thursday, and one of the first things that happened was the Trump Organization controller, Jeffrey McConney, immediately threw Donald Trump under the bus and said he knew everything about everything that was happening with all the tax fraud. Don't you just love that? Don't you love it when a witness comes out and says exactly what everybody needed to hear? What's beautiful about this Trump Organization executive, again, Jeffrey McConney, coming out and flat out saying Trump was involved in the fraud every step of the way, is that the defense, right, the lawyers for the Trump Organization, in their opening statement and throughout the few days of trial we've had, because we haven't even had a full week technically because of the COVID outbreak, they have tried to tell us, in fact, they have told us, that all of this was Allen Weisselberg's idea. Weisselberg did the fraud. He's the one that took the gifts. He's the one that wasn't paying the taxes. It was all him. Trump had nothing to do with it, they told us. Had nothing to do with it. This did not reach the upper echelon of the Trump Organization. And the controller, guy that deals with the money, came out and said, oh yeah, no, Trump knew all of it. He was aware of everything that was happening every step of the way. And honestly, if I'm presenting this case to the jury, which again, I'm not a lawyer, but if I were, and I were the one presenting this case to the jury, this would kind of be one of those smoking gun moments. Of course, obviously, this is testimony. They don't necessarily have the evidence to show this, but what you do is you build off of this testimony. And here is exactly how you do it. Donald Trump was, of course, the head of this organization. He was the leader. So there's two potential options as to what happened, and this is how you present it to the jury. One, either Trump is a terrible businessman who had no idea what was happening within his own company, had no idea his people were pulling off these massive frauds, which in and of itself makes Donald Trump a fraud for portraying himself as a wonderful businessman. If he doesn't know what's going on in his own company, he's lying about how good he is at business. That's option number one, jury. Option number two, as Mr. McConney stated, is that Donald Trump was fully aware of everything that was going on. And as we know from Donald Trump, he's always talked about being hands-on. He's bragged about how good he is at business. So are we supposed to believe that somebody who was involved with every step of his organization wasn't aware that this was happening? I don't even think that's plausible at this point. Donald Trump has proven time and time again that he is in fact a control freak, whether it was his time in the White House, whether it's with his family, or with his business. He wants to be the guy in charge. He wants to know every single moving part. He wants to know where every dollar is going. So you cannot tell me, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that Trump was not fully aware of what was going on at his own company. Now, the prosecutors in this case, obviously, unlike me, they went to law school. They know all this. They probably know how to say it a lot better than I did. They know how to sell this. But now that they have this information from a Trump Organization executive, from this point forward, proving the fraud should be a slam dunk for them. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.